In this video, I'm going to be showing you 3 must-know licks that you need to have in your improvisational tool bag to improve at improvisation for jazz piano and integrate them into your playing so you can have the ability to freely expand your improvisation, which I will show you how to do in this video. My name is Brendan Lowe, creator and founder of Jazz Piano School. If you haven't checked out jazzpianoschool.com, definitely go do so when you get a chance. But besides that, let's dive right in. All right, so the first one is going to be really simple. So again, don't want to post any music because I want you to learn it. One of the things about learning licks and integrating improvisational lines is that the more you read the music, the less freedom you're going to have. If you can learn it on the piano just by notes and watching these videos, you're going to be so much better than if you were reading it and not really kind of absorbing it into your, body and soul. But here's the first one. Now, sorry, I didn't play my G7 chord. I should have there, but this is going to be over a 2-5-1. So D minor 7, going to G7, going to C major 7. So for now, I think I'll just use 1 and 7 just to kind of demonstrate this so my hand doesn't have to jump all over the place, down to 1 and 7, right? So again, here it is. Right? So that's going to be the first one. Now, why is this so important, or why all 3 of these licks so important? Well, they're important for a number of different reasons. The first being they're targeting all the thirds of 2-5-1. So check it out. I'm going down to the third of my D minor 7. Right? So now here's my next third coming up. Third of my G7 chord. And then the third of my C major 7. Now, when you target thirds, you're targeting a crucial, important part of the harmony of chords, and that's what makes this sound so good. Now, the next 2 that I'll show you are also targeting the thirds as well, so it just makes it that much better. That's why, obviously, these are 3 must-know licks and lines that you need to know, because I'm going to show you how to kind of morph these into what you want to play and start to extract the building blocks. But anyway, here is a little faster. And so I'm kind of playing it more straight, but if I were to swing it a little bit, it might sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I'll do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be the first one, and let's just look at this again. So you have some other movements that I want to talk about that you're going to be learning that are so important with these licks. One of them is a skip. Skips are super important in improv. So if I go down by a half step, and then I'm going to go up by thirds. You see this? Those are all skips. So for the most part, improvisation is going to be steps or skips, and when you only have steps or you only have skips, it's not going to sound that great. So you always want to have a balance of both. More skips, right? Steps, and then into my third, okay? That's essentially the second reason that these 3 must-know licks are so important to have in your repertoire. The third reason is going to be because of this chromaticism. Now, the chromaticism here creates a bebop sound, right? And this is actually called the chord scale above approach to half step above approach down into the third. These are bebop terminology, which essentially means surrounding the chord tone to whatever chord you're playing. So some people call them enclosures, I call them approach notes, but they approach a chord tone within the chord. Right? No chromaticism here, but check it out here. This is chord scale below, half step below, into the third. So this chromaticism is super important to slide in and out of chord tones because it gives you that bebop sound. And when you don't have that, essentially your improv just sounds like this. Right? Or it just sounds essentially all diatonic. There's no chromaticism. There's no bebop sound. And that's exactly what this chromaticism does. Is it gives you that bebop sound, okay? So those are going to be the three most important things about these lines. Let's get to the other lines. I'm going to show you that this is line 1 again, just to review. Let's go to line 2. Okay, so line 2 is going to have a lot of the same components. Here's line 2. It's going to be very similar, but just slightly different. I'm going to go down to the 3rd. Now when I hit this, I'm going to go up to the 5, but then skip down. And then surround the 3rd. I'll do that again. Now again, there's a bunch of things happening with this particular line. We have the same chromaticism to start out. We're going up and then making more skips, right? But now check it out here. We're using another bebop approach. Now I'm going to get into how you can start to transform these and use them for your own improv in just a second, but that's going to be the second line. Right, really cool one there. Now the last one is going to include some extensions, some colors that are going to bring you outside the key and then bring you back in to give you some tension and give you that jazz sound. So here's the third one. So it starts off the same. Right, check it out. That was pretty cool. I'm going to do it again slowly. So again, starts out the same. Okay, I'll do it a little faster with some swing to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, really, really cool line. Now again, why is this one important? Well, because we're moving up to the sharp 11, coming down, sharp 9, flat 9, down to the root, 7, and then using a half step below approach to get into our third. So all three of these licks, again, are truly must-know licks, but how do we start to take them and morph them into our own playing? Well, what you want to do is extract the little building Lego blocks. The improvisational Lego blocks is what I call them. It's my philosophy inside of Jazz Piano School. And these, at max, should be 4 notes. Now, you can take any 4-note phrase really within any of these 3 licks and start to use that to improvise with, right? So check it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say I start with this. That might be my first Lego building block. So let's analyze it. We're starting on the 4 of the D minor 7 chord, right? We're going down by a half step into the 3 and then going to the 5. Now, if I consider that a Lego, right? Legos are small. We can build upon them. We can take them away. But the purpose of this is to use this in a lot of different ways. So now I learn this Lego building block. I want to start to manipulate it and use it to create my own freedom. So I'm going to start to practice different ways I can use this. I might go down, right? So I could go down after the line. I can continue to go up, right? I could go back into it, something like this. But the purpose is to just take that small bite-sized Lego building block and start to use it for your own improvisational purposes. So again, I might throw a metronome on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and then I'll just keep looping this and using that Lego building block to allow my freedom of improvisation and spontaneity to expand and get better. This is literally practicing improv. Right? So essentially, I'm trying to ingrain this little Lego improvisational building block into my hands, into my body, and my soul, my ear, right? So that I can use it freely when any minor 7 chord comes about. Because if I go to use this over a C minor 7, it's the same process. It's super easy now because I've already worked on it. It's going to be the 4, half step down into the 3, and then back up to the 5. That's all it is. So anytime I see a minor chord, right, I can start to use this little Lego building block into more improvisational things. So let's check out more of the lines that I've showed you so far and start to extract a little bit more. One of my favorite parts about the last one I showed you, number 3, right? That is super cool to me. I love that sound. Hopefully you do too. So let's just say we want to take away some of this. What is this? We have to analyze our building block, right? So if we take 4 notes, even 2 notes, let's say we just take 3 notes, 1, 2, 3, well, four notes, excuse me. If I use these 4 notes to mess around, like anytime I get to a dominant chord, I'm going 3, sharp 11, 3, sharp 9. So that's my Lego building block. So again, 3, sharp 11, 3, sharp 9. So if I were to improvise with this over the G7 chord, I might go. Now I'm using this Lego building block to integrate freedom and improvisation into my own playing. Right? Or. So that's a new Lego building block. So again, no matter what key I get to, no matter what dominant chord I get to, the movement or the Lego building block over a C dominant chord would be this: 3, sharp 11, 3, sharp 9. And I can continue to expand upon this. Sorry. Right? And then when 2-5-1s come about, I can take and use these Lego building blocks however I want. So, over a minor chord, right? I might start with this one. Right? And then go, into that one. But now I'm starting to piece together these different Lego building blocks because I've extracted them, and they're going to slowly start to come out in my playing in a spontaneous way. Rather than kind of sitting here and waiting for 2-5-1s to happen or playing these 3 must-know licks. These are great licks. Obviously, you should learn them in their entirety. But the better thing to do is to study the licks, study the movements that I'm showing you here today, right? Maybe this, like what is this? 3, 5, 7, 9 coming down. That's more of a larger Lego building block, obviously. And, the 4 notes is just a general rule of thumb, but you can really get away with more movements. But maybe you just take this, 3, 5, 7, 9. That's a Lego building block right there. The better thing to do is study the lick, study the little building blocks within the lick, take those, extract them out, use them to practice your improv and practice adding different things on, adding things before them, whatever it is that you're working on. And I promise you this is going to make your improv sound so much better, and it's going to allow you to do what you want, which is spontaneously improvise freely over tunes, over changes, rather than just waiting to regurgitate a lick, at line 28 or measure 24 of some certain tune and then not knowing anything else about what to do in the rest of the tune. All right. Hopefully that was helpful. I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to go to jazzpianoschool.com to check out all of our free, amazing education, all of the free podcast blogs. We do have a membership if you're looking to take a next step forward with us, get access to over 1,000 different jazz piano videos, playbooks, mini courses, a main course curriculum, success path, and so much more. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at support@jazzpianoschool.com. I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, happy practicing.